Yeah, the first day I took him out, I told him to sit, and he just kind of looked at me, and he just didn't do anything, and I was like, oh, somebody doesn't want to do anything. But yeah, we're doing pretty good now. We've, pretty much the phase we're in with Zeus now is for like the next week that he's with us, I'm going to be taking him out to the store. Okay. And like really proofing everything, because here at the park, he pretty much does all his commands like off cue. I have him like, I'll kind of show you how we do like, we have an implied stay for all of our commands. So you use a command to release them. So he's doing really good with that too. So that's kind of where we're moving now, going to the store and stuff with him. So this session is mainly more so for you than him on just how to like maintain the training that we're working with. That way, we've started doing these sessions with people before they go home. That way you kind of already know what you're getting into, as opposed to us just dropping him off and be like, have fun.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I figured we'll just go on a walk, because that's how we do all of our training anyways, is we just kind of go on a walk with dogs and teach them how to do it in real time. So we can just do that, and so the first thing that it's always funny, they're like, all the dogs, they're super great until their owners get here, and then they really zone in. I mean, to be fair, he hasn't seen you in like 3 weeks, so he's like, Mom, you're alive. I thought they killed you.
Wait, come on, let me tie my shoe. I'm glad I did it. I was gonna bring them, but he probably wasn't even been paying attention.
Probably. All right, so the first like command that we can go over that we work with is let's go, which is different than the recall, because the thing with the let's go is more of like a directional thing. So if I tell Zeus let's go, what that really means is that I just need him to kind of move my direction. So like what that's good for is like maybe you're walking this way and Zeus is like just kind of like chilling somewhere, and you're like, hey, I need you to catch up with me, that kind of thing. Hopefully he'll do something where I can kind of demonstrate a really good use for it. That's why the park's so great, because you know they're in their environment and they can get distracted and everything, which helps us to proof things a little better. Okay, like right here is perfect. Zeus, let's go. Good boy. And so that is different from the recall.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to drill him and just like shout commands at him like that, because that's how you shut a dog down. But like right here, hopefully, let's see how he's doing. Zeus, come. Come on, I know you want to be with your mom, but you gotta.
I know it's not going properly.
No, so with that, what I would do is I have the e-collar.
Okay.
It's on a 30 out of 100. He's a little strong, but not like that much. Like it's still relatively pretty low for him.
Okay.
So I think you have an e-collar at home, right? Okay. Yeah, so the way we have it conditioned for him is if I give him a command and he doesn't listen, then I'm gonna go and then after that is the e-collar. So let's try it again. Zeus, come. Come on. Oh, you're trying to be stubborn. There we go. Come on, Zeus. Come on. Sit. Good boy. Yeah, we're still proofing that a little bit. That's like the one command I've noticed that he kind of doesn't want to do, so I'm just working with him a little more on that. So he's going to stay in the sit until I release him. Zeus, okay. Good boy. See, somebody doesn't want to do anything. Thanks, but out of all the drop-offs and the sessions I've done, this may be the most attached I've ever seen a dog to their owner. He's like really... Well, I guess he's going to be happy when he goes home in a week.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's keep it moving. So, the other big one that we've been working a lot and drilling with him is the down.
Yeah.
Which, try that. Zeus, down. Oh. And the same thing, I mean, he'll stay in it. I'll have like I don't know if you've seen some of the videos, I have like that 6-foot leash. I'll just drop it just to like test it out. And I mean, I do this thing while keeping my butt. He's not gonna get up. I can kind of like look away, walk around, have conversations, all kinds of stuff. Zeus, okay. Yeah, good boy. Yeah, so the recall is like probably the only one that Probably he's a little teeny bit behind on.
Okay.
But we'll have that smoothed out. And then we also, the first day he was with us, we worked on our just like loose leash walking. Just, I'm sure you noticed, like he's not really pulling or anything.
Okay.
I've noticed that once we worked on that and his impulse control, I haven't had him bark at anybody in the park.
Okay.
So the only thing I would be a little concerned about is that like maybe, because I know you said when you would walk him, he would just like go off, and it was like it was scaring people.
Somebody, he'll be ready to like run towards them, or if he sees somebody with a dog, then he'd be ready to.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't had that happen to me at all. So the only thing I'd be a little concerned about is maybe like it's linked to you specifically, because sometimes it will be like that. If it is, like, I'll just come out there. Like, you know, I can come out to where you are. But honestly, I'm not really worried about it that much. I think it should be fine. The way that we do it is we kind of condition the dog. So the let's go I was showing you. If every time you get near a dog, or basically anything that sets him off, right, and he starts barking, if you tell him let's go, he doesn't do it, and then you either do like a prong collar pop or like the e-collar, and he gets punished for not listening. Over time, every time he sees a dog or something, his brain will just be conditioned to, okay, like every time I see this, mom says let's go. So now I just know automatically not to start barking. So that's what we do with a lot of reactive dogs. And that's pretty much how I've gotten him to kind of stop going off at people. There was like one day where I noticed he was like, blah, 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 and he started going crazy, and I was like, we're not going to do that again. So as far as the only, I try to cover all my info as concise as possible, of course. Okay. So the only other thing is like markers. So like that's kind of the way you communicate with your dog, right? A command is more like it's telling your dog to do something in particular, but the marker is actually how you communicate with your dog. So what we're using is we have an ant, which is like see, he even reacted. I'm sorry, did I scare you? It's okay. That's like if basically they're like, let's say you tell Zeus to sit, gets up, that would be an appropriate time to use it. If you're trying to make a behavior stop, like I noticed when I met him, he did a lot of jumping, and we've worked on that. That would be a nope, because it's basically, the is if you're trying to reinforce a behavior that he's not listening to. Mm-hmm. The nope is if you're trying to actively discourage a behavior in general. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry, I know it's a lot of info. I try to be like as clear as possible and not like ramble on for hours and hours. Yeah. So that's pretty much how the markers go. And then just in like, okay, pretty much doubles as like, for him, I noticed he's not like super play driven. Like he doesn't really go, I kind of half expected when I pulled out a tug or something for him to go crazy. He didn't really. He just kind of likes treats, and he likes to go around and sniff, and sometimes his reward is just doing nothing. So that's really how you keep him motivated, is like after you say, okay, like give him something he wants. But by doing that, he'll understand, if I don't do this, I don't like the negative consequence that happens. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, if I do listen, I get what I want. And so that's really important, is that if you're drilling these commands on him all the time, and every time he's like, I do it, and then I don't get anything in return, over time, it can start to like slow the training down, and eventually it starts to get spotty, and maybe the sit's not as long, that kind of thing. Yeah. So like I would recommend with like the treats, for instance, say okay, and then after you say okay, then give the treat. And I would say like do it kind of randomly, because you don't want it to be like contingent on the treat. Okay. It's like maybe a 50-50 thing where he's like, sometimes I get a treat, sometimes I don't. So hopefully, yeah, I think that makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I do have a note. I have a bunch of notes wrote down just to make sure that I cover everything. Okay. Because the last thing I want to do is get done here and you're gone, and then I'm like, I forgot to cover that. So. So I figure actually there's about 2 other things I want to cover, and then I think we'll pretty much be wrapped up here. Okay. I want to go over how to maintain the place command at home. I know you keep him crated pretty often, right?
Not like when we're in the house. He's only crated when we're out the house.
Okay. I know he was in a crate when we showed up, but you probably did. Yeah.
Just, I want to try to see his reaction for him y'all coming in.
Right.
Because he probably wouldn't have did that. Y'all wouldn't have been able to see how he is versus meeting new people, because he would have been able to run right to you.
Right.
So, but in the house, no, we don't crate him.
Okay.
Unless I'm gone.
Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like, sometimes I'll meet people who talk about, like, they just keep their dog in a crate all day, and I'm like...
He's freely around the house. He sleeps with his dad. That's what I say. I know he's probably like, oh, he sleeps with he sleeps with my daughter.
Oh, yeah.
He's never... And I leave, and he has covers and all that. And he sleeps with her.
That makes sense, because I did notice for about, like, the first week he was here, like, we were getting good work done, but I noticed, like, he just kind of seemed, like... kind of mopey, and like the last week I've noticed he started running around and stuff, and he's a little more happy now.
The little one, the 9-year-old.
That makes sense.
He's always playing with them. He's always laying on them. They like brothers. He go in his room. They lay down together. So that's what I know.
And I mean, he's a Corso. He's a guardian breed, so he has like his territory that he has to defend. So. All right, well, I have a place cot in my car over there, so I'm going to get that. We can go ahead and maintain that. And then also how to maintain the heel, which I know, you like for you, like some people don't use the heel as much. I know you were talking about like all the walks you do and stuff. Mm-hmm. The heel is going to be really, really good for that. So we can just walk back to my car, go grab my place cot. Yeah, so like right here, I'm just kind of letting him be loose and do his thing, which is the best way to like blend the commands in, because when he knows like when I'm in a command, I need to do my thing, but then once I'm out, I can just go and sniff and do whatever I want. It's a really nice balance. You're still letting him be a dog.
Okay.
But
this is a good leash. I like this.
Yeah.
That little short thing, because I'm going to be wanting to go on the grass like that.
Oh, yeah. We have a every trainer has one of these, because it's really good, because it gives them a lot of space, but you know, when we're training a recall, for instance, if the dog doesn't listen, the last thing you want to do is test a recall when they're not hooked up to anything.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Yeah, so for that, like, I was cool with him just chilling over there. If we needed to get going, though, I would just use that let's go command, and that would let him know to just keep it rolling. But most dogs, they're not going to enjoy, like, being in, like, work mode to the point where they're not allowed to sniff or anything the whole walk. Yeah. So, the only dog I can think of that would really enjoy that...
He loves that.
...is, that I'm training a Belgian Malinois right now. Oh. Those dogs can work all day, but, I mean, they're psycho. I call them crack puppies. Yeah. See, he thinks we gonna ride back home.
Well, at least I know I was just afraid of how he's going to react when he don't see me.
I mean, he's just been chilling, man. That's all right, so... When I got this car, it was so organized, and now I have a million dog things in there.
See, now, if it was me by myself, he would have sorted them, he would have
really
ready to go, but
yeah.
He ain't even...
Well, that's the thing, when we were just teaching him to, like, not pull and learn impulse control. Yeah, he's great now. So the big thing too, which I always stress, is when the dogs go home. Sometimes that behavior, all of a sudden you'll be like, they look so great when I saw them, and now they're home and they're going crazy again. You do have to be very strict with all the commands when they go home.
That'll, like, if an aggressive dog comes at him, that's what's rile him up too.
Yeah.
Because like I said, when that incident happened to him in the dog park, and then he was like kind of attacked and like rushed and everything. So I don't know if that just stuck.
You said after that, because he wasn't always as vocal.
He was chilling as a playful dog, but once that happened, it was just like any barking or sound of aggression, then he goes into that mode.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, it was probably just a really negative experience and just stuck with him a little bit too much. I mean, it's kind of like they don't, like service dogs. I believe if a service dog's been attacked before, they have to like go out of work, I believe.
Yeah.
Just because it can be a bad experience. So I have this absolutely huge leash. And what it's good for is just kind of showing off this place command here. That way you can see it's not, you don't always have to have him on the leash for it. I'm not going to necessarily unleash him in the middle of a parking lot because that doesn't seem like a magic recipe. But what I do here is so I'm just kind of gonna show how place command works, number one, and then how to maintain it.
Okay.
Again, still proofing it a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with what he's been doing so far. So let's see what we can do here. Zeus, place. All right, come on. And so the way it works is the same thing as a sit. He's just gonna chill over there. Eh. You know better. He gives me this look sometimes like a kid where like he knows, and I'll be like, so that's just how it works. He's gonna, come on, you know better. See, he's like, my mom's right here. He's distancing me from my mom. So that's kind of, and I will say with the dogs too, obviously, like, he's probably wanting to get up and sniff around a little bit. So this is why we do the place command here, because it's great impulse control for him. And so when you're ready for him to get off place, it's the same thing as like releasing it with the sit. Just go, Zeus, okay. Oh, yeah.
Ah, good boy. Good boy, boy.
And so if he's not, so if he doesn't listen to the place command, you saw me do it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's, if I tell him to place, he doesn't go on, you can either pull him on, and if he tries to get off, it makes sure all 4 feet are on. Like, that is the criteria. Make sure it's like really clear to him that just because he's home now doesn't mean that all of a sudden he can.
That's what it feels like. You're going to come home and think you're not supposed to still do the things that you learned.
I kind of think when dogs go home, sometimes it's like the grandparents' house. You know what I mean? Where like the kids go to the grandparents' house. I mean, I remember going to my grandma's house and she'd, give me a bunch of stuff, eat a ton of ice cream, and we just get to do whatever we want. And then you come home and you're kind of lazy and you want to eat all the stuff that you're not supposed to be eating. And mom goes, no, you're going to do your chores now.
Right.
And kind of it's basically like this is how it's going to be. Oop. Yeah, so we use like this long line just to train that kind of stuff. So the only other thing that I'm really gonna go over is the heel, and then unless you have any questions, I think we'll be done here. Oh, that's a good boy.
Good boy.
And I quickly learned that one of his other rewards is attention.
Yeah.
He is quite fond of, actually, if I go up to him and I start rubbing on him, he kind of will act like he doesn't care. But then after a while, if I stop, all of a sudden I'll see, and he'll like walk up to me more and more, and I can tell he's like, I didn't tell you were done petting me yet. He's like, you gonna pet me. So the heel is also like, mainly the heel and the recall is the only one that we're like still like really trying to proof a lot. And this one especially, we'll be doing a lot of proofing like in Home Depot, and there's a Carly C's like across the street from here, so just going into like stores where there's a lot of distraction.
Yeah. Because
the heel is one of those commands that it's number one, it's probably, I would say, the most unnatural for a dog to learn, because they're like really by you. And on top of that, it's really easy to get distracted. Yeah. So we're going to proof that more in the store, but here's how you would maintain it. Zeus, let's go. Come on, buddy. Heel. Yep. And so you keep him in this box. So right now he's trying to kind of see what he can get away with in front of you. There we go. Zeus. Heel. There we go. Here. So by the end, all you have to say is heel, and he'll kind of just follow me in this box. If I slow down or speed up, it's that kind of thing. We're tightening it up a little bit, but you can see he's kind of just staying in that area. And the goal is to not have to pull at all.
Yeah.
I forget this leash used to have a handle on it, and a dog ate it. He chewed it off. Yeah. Try that heel one more time, just to kind of, again, the other important thing with training the heel is that the pressure is only there when they're doing the wrong thing. You'll see a lot of people will go into a heel and they'll just like pull like this the whole time, and so the dog doesn't understand what they're doing that's causing a pressure, and they don't know how to get out of it either, so they're not going to learn anything. Whereas this, if I go heel, the second he gets in it, I let go of the pressure. It's like right now he's not following me, so now he's going to get more pressure, and so See, it's funny, he's doing a lot more things in front of you, which is funny. He's trying to see what he can get away with. So this is where, if he's doing this kind of thing, he's avoiding a lot. So I would use the e-collar here. Again, I'm not pro like cranking the thing up. That's mean.
Okay.
But this kind of thing right here, we go. Heel. There we go. And so I just tapped it a couple times. Okay. And now he's free to go out again. But you saw he stayed in that kind of pocket. So with the e-collar, all I did was I just tapped it a couple times. And it just kind of goes, it shows that he can't get out of that pressure. He's really pulling to the car. I think he's getting tired. And the only other thing I want to say about the e-collar and how to use it, because I think a lot of people don't, I definitely didn't realize this until I was like, training for a while, is that the e-collar, there's a little bit of art to using it.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see a lot of people, let me put them on the long line so I can kind of use both of my hands here. You'll see a lot of people use the e-collar kind of like this, where their dog won't do what they want them to do, and then they'll be like, they'll say their word, and then they'll go and tap the e-collar, right?
Yeah.
And then the dog starts to learn that like every time your hand is on the e-collar, it's gonna get shocked, and that's not good. So what we want to do is the word doesn't have power. Are you getting cold a little bit?
No, I don't like bugs.
Oh. I was like, I don't know, maybe she's very sensitive to the cold. Okay.
It's the bugs.
Yeah. Well, we'll be out of here in a minute. All I was going to say with the e-collar is when you're, especially like if you're, I'd say like there's points where you're like doing like heavy training with the dogs, you kind of want your hand to rest on this all the time. That way they don't hear your word and then they see your hand go on the collar, and that's what they think that the bad thing is, the hand. They don't realize the word's bad. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So when I'm walking around, I pretty much have it like this all the time. That way they don't notice me when I'm like, and then my hand goes here, and they start to associate the hand being the bad thing and not the actual word. So I think that's, unless you have any questions, I think we pretty much covered everything.
I don't know, seeing the difference in, him staying and stuff. Like I said, it just, and this, like, he's not even having a collar and people being able to.
Yeah, I know you told me when you were walking him, he would be going pretty crazy, right?
He would pull me.
Yeah, we pretty much.
And I tried to.
First couple of days we had him out, that was what we were fixing. And actually, one thing that you can do because pulling's one of those things that if you start letting a dog pull, they'll start to test your limits more and more.
Yeah.
So what I do to keep my dogs from pulling, it's a really good exercise you can do, and it's pretty easy, is it's this kind of view walk that we do. So let me unhook him here. So you're going to want a shorter leash for this. This basically kind of teaches them they can't pull and that they need to be sensitized to leash pressure. So you're kind of, let's see if he'll mess up a little bit here. Zeus, let's go. So you do this kind of U shape where it's like making sure he's engaged. And so if he's not, right there. Right now he's doing it, so I'm having a hard time demonstrating it because I hate to say, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging. He's being too good though. But it's basically where you go in that U, and if you feel any kind of pull when you turn around,
yeah,
you kind of give a prong. You give a pop there. Ideally, you won't have to do that. because again, you paid us money. You shouldn't have to. I give people, like, I tell them that we're showing them how to be handlers, but a lot of stuff they really shouldn't have to worry about, because again, we're handling most of the training. The rest of it is just how to maintain it, and also, frankly, how to not like screw it up.
Yeah.
Because some people, they'll do their own thing, and they think they're doing the right thing, but they're actually kind of screwing it up. So
learn how to do the right thing.
Yeah, and again, like, his drop-off's in about a week, I think. So like, when you get back, if all of a sudden you find you're doing something, it's not working, we do have like a full lifetime policy on every dog. So we'll come out, and if there's any problem with it, and you're doing what we're telling you to do, then we'll come out and see what's up. So.
Like, so when I plan on continuing, like, taking him to Home Depot and doing that the same thing, because I want to make sure he gets that environment interaction. So when I take him out, it's not, he see people are doing all this, because that's what it is. Like, because I've took him into a big crowd before. I've taken him downtown Raleigh on New Year's Eve. And he did pretty well, but it's just like when everybody started walking, then now it's just the pulling and just trying to, figure it out. And I don't want that. I just want
the thing with pulling is that basically when a dog pulls, they're basically finding that by pulling, I'm getting what I want, and that my experience is better than if I don't pull. Yeah. So what you have to show a dog is that if you pull, it's not going to be good. Like, if you pull, you're not going to enjoy the walk. I'm not going to enjoy the walk. It's not going to be fun for either one of us. Yeah. But if you don't pull, it's going to be great for both of us. So that's what we do with the pulling. I think we posted, did you see the video of us working with him? Like, it was several weeks ago where we were doing this loose leash, and every time, like, I think Kelton made the video. Okay. Actually. Yes. So that's like what we work on really early on. But yeah, I mean, if there's no more questions, I can't think of anything else.
What size is that prong he has?
So what I have is it's a Herm Springer, so it's a little bit of like a flexible collar. So I just take prongs in and out. I just have a ton of prongs on, because I'm gonna be honest, his neck is huge.
Because I was sure when I ordered it, I didn't want to order the wrong size.
It's okay, so I would say it's not so much the size, it's how many prongs are in it. Because if you only have a couple prongs on here, it's not going to fit. Okay. So for me, I just have a ton of prongs. The smaller ones tend to be more effective, because the way the prong collar works is that most of the time when you're pulling on a dog, number one, it's like it's a pull as opposed to a pop, and on top of that, all the pressure is focused on one part of the collar. Yeah. Whereas when you pop a prong collar, all the prongs tighten, so it evenly distributes around the neck. So it's not like this harsh in like one spot, it's very even around it. Okay. So, I mean, for him, the prong's really important, but he's really strong, and so for some dogs, I find that like I end up using the prong most of the time, and then the e-collar sometimes. For him, there's a lot of e-collar, because frankly, like, I mean, I'm like okay strength-wise, but he's just a really strong dog, and so if he's pulling, I'm like really working for it, so I let the e-collar do the work for me. Yeah. Because at the end of the program, the dog pretty much associates leash pressure, and the e-collar as being the same thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. If you don't mind handing that to me, thank you. I'm not ready to give that away quite yet. But yeah, the main thing with him was just like impulse control. I mean, that's how most of the dogs we get are. He's a really good dog. He's actually probably one of my favorite dogs I've ever trained. So he's got a really great temperament. Now that his like impulse control is good, he's pretty chilled out. Great dog.
That's all over, because I want to be able to take him. Yeah. And not